Welcome everybody to the Frito and Willie show. I'm your host, Frito, and we have your other host, Willie Mac Trill, in the building.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there. I see your boy still got a hat on. I don't know when this is gonna get posted, but right now the Heat are down 0-2. They got multiple injuries. You know what I'm saying? If you 6'5" and live in Miami, you might be able to pull up. 6'10" for real. They need some height out there, but
we need
it's not over though. But it's not over. But I'm glad you still got the hat. I was prepared to rag on you if you had a different hat on today. I was prepared. All right. But yeah, man. Good to see you. Good to see you, brother.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I still have to represent for the Heat. Of course, we're going through some trying times right now, but that's all good.
No one expected y'all to be there. I always tell people, that just means you're ahead of schedule. You know what I'm saying? No one expected y'all to be there. So still, regardless of what happens, still an incredible season. But it's not over. It's not over.
Appreciate that, bro. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to move on, and we're going to talk about what music we listen to, bro. You know what I'm saying? What's on the docket for you, dog?
Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit more about this, but one of the things that really I was not prepared for when I left, my town of Georgia, my town of Eaton, Georgia, were cats that that rap. You know what I mean? Like cats that rap. And there's no other way to say it. Like you're gonna support all your people, that rap. Some are better than others. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I definitely have gone through the anxiety of somebody asking me, "Yo, you hear my joint yet?" Like, oh man, you know what I mean? But this is not the issue what I'm about to talk about right now.
Okay.
My man, really great friend of mine, my man CJ, also known as DB3. He is part of a hip hop collective called Band of the Hawk. They got this Louisiana, Texas, Wu-Tang Dungeon Family thing going on. And they've been putting out music consistently, I think for at least 7, 8, 9 years, for a while.
Oh, bad.
Wow. Yeah. And this is the thing, CJ is an engineer like us, like legit. he's an engineer. He's a father. He has 2 kids. This dude got a National Engineering Award a couple years ago. He's for real. And he raps. And he's good. It's very important. I'm about to say this. He's good. He's really good. And so they put out a project a couple weeks ago. It's called Bible. If you know GZA, I think you know what the acronym may stand for: Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth. Homage to the GZA. And they have some incredible songs on there. And I'm just going to quote just a couple of lines from my favorite track, which is the title track, Bible. And this is from my boy DB3, talking about, just the current situation, law enforcement, those type of things, and how it pertains to African Americans and other minorities in this country. But my man says, overseeing our activity, can't they leave us alone? Diametrically opposed. Baseline paradigm. I'm running while the F this. We're in the battle for our lives. He's just real deep cat, real dope. He will be on the show very, very soon. I rap that a lot slower than he raps on the song. He's got multiple flows. He can do all that type of stuff. Super dope dude. Super dope crew. Shout out to Noah Archangel, who does a lot of the production. My main man King, who is CJ's cousin, who raps, and a lot of just other incredible MCs in the collective. So that's what I've been bumping. Their newest project, BIBLE.
Nice, man. Yo, engineer by day, rapper by night. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, they be doing concerts and stuff, man. I've been to one of their shows back in Little Texas. It is dope because the next day is I'll see you at work. You know what I'm saying? See you in the cafeteria.
Yo, man, I'm always tripping out by folks like that who, here you are working that daytime job, but then you grind and doing the music thing on the side. I would love to hear that insight. You probably have a little bit more insight about that than I do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Well,
Yeah, but I mean,
God.
I know multiple cats who fit this description, and I know he's already asked. You know, I asked him before he got a chance to ask. But I was like, yo, you know, once we get rolling, we're gonna want you on the show. He's like, yo, I'm so glad you brought that up because I'm like, I wonder, can I holler? Get on the, you know, I'm like, yeah, man, we got Zoom. We can make a third person come in. So, yeah, so he will be on the show. And honestly, just one of the good brothers in life, and we definitely have shared multiple adventures together. I'm sure he's gonna talk about one night of karaoke that just got out of control with us. So yeah, totally took over karaoke ball, but we'll talk about that when he gets on the show.
For sure, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, for me,
yeah, what's up?
There's another TikTok fine. You know what I mean?
The mayor of TikTok.
So there is this young lady rapper called Kinneret, and she has this song called No Resistance. It's kind of like, it gives me Lonely Island vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Okay.
Yes. But if you listen to the lyrics and read the lyrics, it gets a little bit deeper than Lonely Island. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
The attractiveness is really the hook. You know what I'm saying? It basically says, I bet you I can run faster with no resistance. You know what I mean? And really the song gets just deep, just kind of like, yo, just imagine how you would be if you didn't really think what people thought of you. And just kind of like,
oh.
Yeah, man. It like when you read the lyrics, at first really it was the hook that got me because the chords and the melodies are kind of not your typical chords and melody. It's kind of of an eclectic sound. It's kind of not off chord. It doesn't really harmonize. It's kind of like it doesn't really harmonize like a normal harmonization, but it works. It's a quirky harmonization. But it really resonated with my eardrums, man. I'm just like, dang, I like this track. You know what I'm saying? And so, but when I read the lyrics, that's when it really got like, oh, she's speaking something about superhero, you know? But yeah, man, I'm digging that sound. She is very independent. I'm talking about once you see the video, because she has a video for the song and stuff like that. It's just kind of like.
One more time, what's her name?
Kinneret, Kinnert. You know?
Okay.
Yeah,
yo,
man.
You put on for the FemC. I want to put that out there. I think this may be the third FemC that you suggested on this show.
You know what? It's just been organic. It's just kind of like boom. It's like, oh, I'm finding somebody else right here. You know what I mean?
That's dope though. That like, it's dope. Like I'm still bumping the Chica. Like it's the Chica. Like I definitely have used her in at least 3 conversations. You know. There's no lady MCs. Yo, have you heard this industry games though? Cause she's spitting. So yo, thank you. I'm you know me. After this pod's over, I'm about to get on the tube and check it out.
Most def, man. Most def.
Much love, man. Much love.
For sure, man.
I will post the when we post this, I'll post some link to some of the Band of the Hawk music as well, so y'all can support my crew, support my boys, and learn more about them.
Most
and like they talking progressive stuff. There's some ignorance in there too. Some grown man music. Some of that I gotta pay my bills music.
There's a lot of paying bills going on. You know what I'm saying?
We need more of that. We need more stuff I can relate to. I cannot relate to
we need more holding us down music.
Yes.
That's what we need.
Yes. Yeah, like yo, I'm telling you, someone's gonna make a dad rap album and we're gonna go nuts. I'm waiting. They should do it. I want it's funny because Andre 3000 has said that no one wants to hear that. He's like, I'm not, one of the reasons he's not interested in rapping, he's like, do y'all really want to hear about me going to the store? Yes! I want a Home Depot song. I want a whole verse about picking out paint colors.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I want.
He's probably the best man suited to do that.
Yes, it'd be awesome. I would love to hear a top caliber MC talk about stuff that probably 95% of us can relate to. You know, I think that's the weird thing about hip hop is that rock doesn't have these problems. Country does not have these problems, but we still, hip hop is still a baby genre, maybe a teenage genre by now, is that people still like, well, what are you going to rap about? No one says that to a rock artist. No one says to a country. So what are you going to rap? What are you going to rock about? Like 3 40-year-olds right now can get a band together in their garage and nobody would think it was weird. Nobody would think it was weird. Nobody.
Their wives may think it's weird.
They may, but it wouldn't be as weird as if me, you, and one of our friends, like, we're gonna start rapping right now. Like, our wives would really think it was weird.
You know what? I will agree with that. If 3 40-year-olds say like, hey, we want to start rapping, there'd be definitely more looks of just like, man, y'all tripping, dog. Get back to work, dog. Like, come on now.
What y'all gonna rap about? No one does that with rock. No one does that with country or jazz.
You know what, bro? It's true because 3 suburban dads, if they say like, hey, I'm gonna get my guitar and their speakers and we're just gonna rock out in the garage, you're right. It's all good. It's kind of like, he just, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and if they were like, hey, you know, we are independently have enough money that we could cut a tape, it would be like, I have coworkers on my job that they're in a band and they talk about it. And they're just like, oh yeah, man, we made some original songs. And I'm just sitting here like this, like, could I do that? Could I say next week, hey, you know, yeah, a couple of guys now, you know, we just started, got a rap group starting to rhyme.
We was up in the studios.
We're in the studio. We got a couple things going. I know what the next question will be. So what are you rapping about? Nobody even asked the rock dudes what they were rap. No, it was just like, oh, that's awesome. That's cool. Oh my gosh, creative outlet. You know. But, all right, man. I'll switch it back over to you.
Yo, dude, it's a trip, man. But this show, what we're gonna talk about is hip hop moments in our lives. You know?
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna get into.
This is gonna be fun.
You know what I'm saying? So in the mix, and basically just to explain to the crowd, like, yes, you have your famous hip hop moments, but we're talking about hip hop moments that occurred actually in our lifetime.
Oh, so personal hip hop moments.
Say what?
Personal hip hop moments.
Yes, personal hip hop moments.
Oh man, it's gonna be hilarious.
You know,
we shared a couple of these hip hop moments together too. So
we've had
a few hip hop moments.
Yeah, one I could remember.
Okay, go ahead.
So everyone remembers when Pastor Troy had the WWF Championship belts.
He still has the WW Championship belt. He still does pictures. I saw him in concert a couple years ago, and he came out with the belt.
Really?
Like, it's still 05, bro. I was crunk. Yeah. He still got the belt.
Yo. So I remember we went to the NSBE conference. And for those who don't know, NSBE is the National Society of Black Engineers.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Okay. So basically, listen, folks, we're like, by day, doing kind of like development of like, hey, how you can be a better engineer in the workforce, and also interviewing to get jobs.
Going to workshops.
500 companies. Yeah, workshops, all that stuff.
Lecture series, networking, all that. Yeah.
So then now, but by night, we're partying up. You know what I'm saying? And then, so we come through at some of the parties with our championship belts. No, you know what? First, it was the gas tanks.
Yeah.
The gas tanks.
This man, Frito, goes to Walmart and comes through with a couple of the little, I still don't know how we got these through the airport. Because you understand, we drove. That's how we did it.
Oh.
I think that's how we got away.
No. Because we took a flight from Orlando to Boston.
We did. How did we get on the flight with those things?
We put in our luggage. I don't know.
Oh,
why.
That would not have passed today, by the way.
Really?
Nah, we can't. I don't think so.
So basically, Little John, remember when Little John had the gas tanks that was all decorated? So I was just like, yo, during the parties of these events, we gonna bring our own gas tanks. You know what I'm saying?
But Little John's gas tanks were full of Patron and other libations. Ours was full with fountain water, but still. You didn't know if it was vodka or not. We were delivering dangerously. You didn't know until you knew.
Right, exactly. But we also put like University of Florida on that mug.
We bedazzled them. They got bedazzled. They were bedazzled.
And through the parties, every time we rolled through a party at night, we rolled through with the gas tank one night.
And the championship belts.
Oh, and the championship belts.
And we got the championship belts for like Toys R Us for like, they weren't the huge ones. They were like the ones you buy for your like 8-year-old nephew. They were like the $10 ones. I think mine had Eddie Guerrero on it. Pretty sure mine had Eddie Guerrero on it.
Oh my gosh.
And so I want to throw a little bit of background on that. Can I just back up a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
So NSBE conference is always a big event, and people ask me what's my biggest regret from college. There is no question what it is. I did not officially join NSBE until my last year, because there's no better way to say this. I thought those cats were just way too serious, like. The whole Robert Rules of Order and, all that type of stuff. I wasn't really ready for that in college. I was a very strict student, but I could be a wild dude at times. And so when I started going to those meetings when I was a freshman and sophomore, I just was like, this isn't what I want to do. But senior year, we're trying to get jobs, and Frito and some of my best friends are super NSBE people. And finally that last year, y'all convinced me to join. And I didn't know I just thought about the workshops and the career fairs and everything, but you and our great friend Erskine, you guys explained to me that there's a chant portion of all of this, that each school has to, well, they don't have to, but they create a chant to represent their school. This resonated a lot with me because I am a student of the crunk movement. Not just Little John, not just Pastor Troy, but 3-6 Mafia and Project Pat and a lot of other incredible luminaries in the crunk world.
Well
and
put.
So I was like, cool, we'll make it happen. But shout out to the schools that everybody was sort of scared of. It was like, well, I just hope, there was this sentiment of, I just hope we're okay, because FAMU is always deep, Georgia Tech is always deep, and then some other incredible universities that apparently they come every year and they represent. I did not want to hear this foolishness. I did not care what school you were talking about. There was no way that they were going to be more crunk to the University of Florida, because Frito and Willie Mack are about to be involved, and we bring that crunkness. So late one night, as I'm glad Frito and I are still friends, because there were too many nights I dragged him to the library later than he wanted to be there. And one night, it was I was known to study till 1 a.m. 3-4 days a week. It was just like one of those things. The library closed at 1 a.m. or it's 11:30. Where you going? The light's still on. We still here. Well, you know what I'm saying? So one of those 11:30, 12:30 nights, I'll never forget this. We were at the concession. We were at the vending machine because I needed caffeine. And you walked over there with me. And he's like, you still like, yo, we got to make this chant, though. We got to show up at the next General Botany with a chant, because I don't think people understand what we're talking about. We got this chant got to be legit. Because they showed us the chant they did the year before, and I was just like, I'm not doing that. It was really cheerleading. It was something like, it was like, no, that's not what I'm about. So Frito was humming. You don't know if you remember, you were humming "Oh Happy Day." You were like, "Oh Happy Day," and I just like, yo, dude, what was that? Like Willie's "Oh Happy Day" is a very popular gospel song hymn. And I was like, yo, man, Kim, bring that back. And you started doing "Oh Happy Day." And then I think we started just harmonizing, turn into like, "Oh, UFNSB, oh." Because think about crunk. The best crunk songs aren't just a crunk song. There's like an intro chant, there's a crescendo, and then it hits you. Like you listen to a lot of like old Lil Jon, old 3 6 Mafia, old Project Pat, old Pastor Troy, and you know, a lot like it really doesn't just come out the gate like that. It's this build up to something, and then it hits you. So that became the intro. And then we created other parts based on a lot of Project Pat and Juicy J. And in the end, it turned into this ridiculous chant that was 4 parts. And it started off with the OUFNSB. And because it's supposed to catch everybody off guard. Everybody was like, what are they doing? Are they singing? And then it turned into you get your chop on Gator. F, get your chop on Gator. Which comes from a Project Pat Juicy J song called North North, you know what I'm saying? Where it's got, you know, they used to put a thumbs up to represent North in the north side of Memphis. They'd be like, North, put your thumbs up, North. And so we got that from that. And then the next part was and then it started getting Bucky in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Getting Bucky in Kentucky part. And it just got, you know, yeah. That was the 3 parts. So it was like this crescendo, it was like this slow build up, and then the Buckness, of course, was the UF. You know, the "We Here." That's what I'm missing. We Here. So it was the first part was all UFNSB. Then we came into the U, and it turned to a chant call. Like Frito and I did the U and the F part, and the rest of the crew did the Chop on Gator part. Then the third part, which is the climax, is we here. And that's when it got a little out of control. Frito Marshland, for reasons I still don't understand, took off running around this huge auditorium, full speed. And I blame him for what I almost did next. Because you got to understand, like, all these other schools have gone first. And Georgia Tech, they did a great chant, which was very intimidating. They did like this intimidating thing where they called us out. They literally pointed at us, Georgia Tech. You know what I'm saying? No, get the blank out the game. Get out the game. They were like, you know, then FAMU did something. I don't really remember it.
I just want to let people know, yes, the rivalries are contained in the field, but they also spilled out into.
Oh, good. You're gonna talk about that too. Okay, so Frito is running around auditorium. Some of the most quiet friends of ours or students of ours in the UF, people who didn't even want to do the chant, honestly, and told me like it's a little too confrontational. I don't really like this. They were the main ones. Buck. When the we here, like they were people legit out of control. I forgot where I was, and I attempted to grab a chair. And the only reason it failed because the chairs were interlocked. Like my lawyer had to be like, "What are you doing?" Like, I was about to hurl a chair.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Willie got too crunk. Yo,
so are you talk about the spillover moment? Just go ahead.
So, cause like so that particular one, we was in Louisville, Kentucky. So part of the song was like, "We getting Bucky in Kentucky, Bucky in Kentucky, Bucky in Kentucky, Bucky in Kentucky." So we remixed "Oh Happy Day" to fit the chant, to build that slow build up, because you know the gospel song using Southern hip hop. It's a tradition.
Yeah, 3 6 Mafia does it a lot. 3 6 Mafia does it a lot.
And then, you know what I'm saying, got that you chump on Gator to get that crowd interaction. And then once that Bucky in Kentucky came in, boy, it was on and popping. It was just kind of like, let's just say I felt the spirit.
You did. Anointed. You felt anointed. Incredible.
And
the other school's reaction to it was incredible too, because they did not see that coming from us.
No.
So like the other schools are like this, but there were a lot of schools like I remember Vanderbilt in particular, they were like, yo. So it was like half the crowd was like in shock, the other half was like, oh yeah, let's go.
Oh, crunk run through our blood, player.
I was so on one that day. I was on 12. So glad that we were in a controlled environment.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, that was a trip.
Good times.
So the spill out. I don't know if you want to talk about this or not.
Just go ahead and do it. Just don't call the school name out, but just don't call the school I said it to. Just, yeah.
All right. So basically at the nighttime, I think on the night before the whole culmination of the event and stuff like that, we have like a big dinner where they grant awards and all that stuff.
Like a black tie event. And it's also where they gave the winner for the chant competition. And that's what caused a lot of the problems.
Yes. They gave the winner of the chant competition. And as you hear the story, we represented and we mopped up the place, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it. But then when they announced the winner, they said we tied with another particular school whose name shall not be said right now. And we were just like, what?
And their chant wasn't good. I just keep it real. It wasn't. It's just that they had multiple people that were in the leadership on the region. And I'm just going to keep it real because that's what got back to me.
Politics as usual.
Someone came up to me and was like, yeah, they decided it needed to be a tie because they were like, we can't allow UF to win by themselves. So it was politics.
So nonetheless, we weren't too happy about that. Not that we weren't happy getting our interviews. We were happy that we didn't win the chant competition.
I ain't worried about a full-time job right now.
So then everybody spills out. So after the event, everybody spills out into like the middle of like that hallway big area.
Everybody's trying to get on the elevators. Everybody's trying to get on those elevators.
So then what started it all, dog?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what started it all. So the other school were very happy with the tie. I'm gonna keep it real. They were very happy with the tie. Mm-hmm. So we get onto the elevator and someone from the other school says, man, blank UF. I wasn't, because I'd already been talked to walking to the elevator by, one of the other crew members like, hey man, chill out. We gotta get on these elevators now.
Because you was heated.
I was heated. I was ready to go.
You was heated.
I was ready to go. So y'all already talked to me walking to the elevator like, hey man, look down, hey. It's all good, man. Hey, we had a good time. We finna go change. We finna go hit up this party afterwards, get into the, whatever. And I wasn't really hearing it. But I was cool until we go out to the elevator. It's easy to identify who everybody, because you gotta say we weren't these big name tags that got like our school on it, and we're all together. And the other school was literally celebrating in the lobby, the elevators. They celebrated.
Because they started ramping it up too, right?
They were, oh man, I almost messed up. They were doing their school's chant associated with their football team. And I was not feeling it. And then one of them said, man, F UF. And go ahead and say what I did next, man. Just go ahead and do
it. So, time out. Before we get to that part, for some reason, there came like a head-to-head a little bit in the middle where junk talking started to be said back and forth. Because once that like it was like they was talking over to us, some of us talking over to them, you know what I'm saying? And then I don't know what made me do this. I think I was maybe trying to defuse the situation. I go ahead and do like a breakdance move on the floor and then pop up and say, "You got served" to one of them. And then everybody was just like, "Oh!"
Yeah, and then "You got served" was like out at the time. It was like really perfect. Like Frito, just is one of those people that you just know what to do, because I definitely was in someone's face. Like, definitely was in someone's face. Definitely had the 2 fingers up, gesture up. Definitely said something I should not have said. And then got carried away by our friend Troy. And I know Troy carried me off.
No, so here's the thing. They said blank UF, and then you said something. I was just like, oh my gosh, you did not just say that. And I was like, Willie.
I promise y'all, it wasn't like no swearing or nothing. I wasn't cursing. It was nothing explicit, but it was definitely disrespectful. Nobody's mama got called out or nothing like that. Said anything about anybody's kids or girlfriend, but it still was disrespectful.
And then that's when I realized we need to get out of here. It's gone a little bit too far. And I was like, Willie, let's go. And I was kind of like, all right. Me and a couple others like, let's roll out this way. We don't need to take the elevator.
If Frito did the whole dance, you did the whole dance thing, what made everybody laugh. Even their crew was laughing. Like, this is just, I think everybody realized how silly all this was. Like, what are we doing?
Like, we all in suits.
We're in suits. We're all, college affiliated. We had this incredible event run by us. We can be black. We can do black chants, and no one's telling us that we're being too loud. We about to all go to a party where we all feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I keep it real with you. Say we were all being silly, including myself, and I saw some of those same cats later on that night, by the way.
Mm.
And a couple of them came up to me and were like, "Hey, man, it was fun though." And then I'll fast forward. I know we spent a lot of time in the store, but I'll try to wrap it up. That was at regional conference.
Yep.
At nationals conference, we did some more chants. Maybe we'll talk about another pod. But the next chants were way more theatric. They were still fun and everything, but there were some participants from other schools sort of like complaining, saying that like, I feel like the chants become too much. And that same school that we sort of got into with, representatives from that school stood up and said, there's nothing wrong with their chants. Like, they made us try to make a better chant, for this thing. And their chant was incredible. Like, I ain't gonna front, their chant was dope. And they were like, nah, man, like, it's just, like, none of us are playing basketball or football. Like, this is our football, this is our basketball, this is our school pride thing. But, like, one of them said, but if I saw this dude anywhere and somebody was, doing something to him, like, I got his back. Right. And they were just like, yo, and I felt the same way about them. Like, yeah, like we with each other, but let something happen. I'm representing for whatever school. Yeah. Tech, FAM, Florida State, Alabama, you know what I'm saying? Vanderbilt, whatever. Like, anything. Miami, any of those schools, like we represent for, because we're all family, just that it's a rivalry thing. So That was really dope. That was a really, man, I wish I would have done this for all 5 years. Like, I'm so upset about that. We would have had, man. I just didn't know. I didn't know we could do crunkness and chants and stuff, but and still do all the incredible professional development that Nesby gives us as well.
Most definitely. It was a beautiful thing, man. I loved it, and I'm just happy we got to experience that together, man.
And I still go to Nesby conferences as an adult. It's weird.
Not weird. Like, I do
it's weird. I mean, it's fun though. It's really fun. So if you are involved in STEM or not involved in STEM, please look at the Nesby. If you have kids, there are Nesby Junior chapters. And if you want any more information about that, you can hit me up anytime. I'm ready to help.
Willie is that Nesby dude. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm in these Nesby streets. I can't leave. Every time I try to leave, they bring me back in. So
Willie Hill is a part of Black excellence, guys. He is one of the members.
Frito is Black excellence. Martou's natural soap, baby. Look at my skin.
Yo, man, let's move on to some other hip hop moments, man. What else you got on the docket, man? Because I know you got some.
So I'm gonna bring up, even though I don't think we were super cool yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you when I knew UF was the right school for me.
Okay, bet.
So fall, I get word in the dorm, like, oh, there's gonna be a concert. Because you gotta understand, like I'm gonna be imitating voices, but I'm in the honors dorm. I'm gonna keep it true. There's like 3 black people on the whole floor. You know what I'm saying? So I see some of my non-African American, dorm mates like, oh, there's gonna be a concert in a couple weeks, and I'm like, oh, cool. Because I'm thinking local concert. I'm thinking like maybe like some Less Than Jake, somebody like that, rock stuff. We're at UF. We're not at FAMU. We're not at Morehouse. We're not at Howard. We're at University of Florida in Gainesville, Florida. And they're like, no, Outkast is going to be here. Did you say Outkast? Yeah. It's on the student network. Apparently Outkast is going to be here. And I'm like, damn, I got to get my money together. Like, I know they're going to be a grill. No, it's free. What? There's a free Outkast concert happening. Yeah, in a couple weeks. Do I got to go off campus? No. It's literally down the hill from my dorm. Like, I lived in East Hall. If you go down the hill, there's what we call the band shell, which is really just this huge, this like pit. You know what I'm saying? And it's great for concerts and gets together. It was huge. So you didn't have to use like the stadium. I still don't understand why it wasn't in the stadium, but that's a whole other conversation. I don't think UF administration knew how big Outkast was.
Right.
Because that should have been in the O'Connell Center at the least, and probably should have been at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium where we play football. But they did it an outside concert, like a festival type of look. So I just told you Outkast was guess who the opening act was?
Yes. I was gonna get there. Yes, go ahead.
Ludacris was the opening act.
Who was it again? Who was
Ludacris. That's ridiculous. It's Ludacris, actually. So Ludacris was the opening act. And this is like 2000. So he's literally doing the Back for the First Time, the first album. So Southern Hospitality, Throw Them Bows, What's Your Fantasy, She's a Hoe, and all that type of stuff. That's on that album. So that's like, oh my God. And this is Outkast Stankonia. This So Fresh, So Clean. This Miss Jackson. This Bombs Over Baghdad. This gangster shit. That's that album. That means you already still got Aquemini and ATLians and Southern Playalistic. Holy crap. So a few of us had I think there was a chemistry exam that evening. And yeah. I can tell you some people who weren't able to go. And I'm not gonna put people's name, but I know some people who played sick that evening too and skipped that test. Legit. There was a chemistry exam and just that you and I, we weren't in that section. So we went. But I know people who did not go because they had a chemistry exam and I know some people who just straight up were like, yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna make this happen, bro, but I'm gonna be dead sick. And I need multiple people to say I was sick that day. So so people play sick because they had to go to the Outkast concert. And it was glorious.
Bruh, it was amazing.
Turn it over to you.
So you gotta understand, this is like a wide field, really a festival field. And at first, when the opening acts were playing, because they had like a couple opening acts before even Ludacris. And because I got there early. And there was space. But then once the evenings start to get later and later.
When the sun went down. When
the sun went down, there was people packed like sardines from the front all as far as the eyes could see, dog. To the street. Really?
It was nuts. It was amazing. Because when I showed that, I was like, because I convinced myself maybe Outkast just wasn't that big in Florida. Because I was like, why the heck is it out? Why is it here? Like, we got a whole football stadium.
Right.
A legit, incredible football stadium that I don't even know the numbers for how many the Swamp can hold, but it got to be
90,000?
Got to be 90,000.
At that time, it probably was 90,000.
Yeah, I know it's more now because they got the stats. But yeah, it definitely could have got 80,000 people easy. So why are we doing this outside? For legit at that time was the biggest rap group in the world. And your opening act is one of the top 3 or 4. Yeah, I think Ludacris was the biggest new artist at that time because 50 wasn't out yet. Tip wasn't mainstream.
No, he was not.
Wayne was not a big deal at that time. I'm gonna keep it true. He wasn't. He was still a Hot Boys member. So it's crazy because, like, do you remember Mystical and Juvenile got the O'Connell Center? Nelly and Snoop got the O'Connell Center. I don't know why they gave out. Maybe because it was free. Maybe that's what it was free though, because it was free.
Got you.
Maybe they didn't want to go through the O'Connell Center, going to the stadium. People weren't paying, and it's like, how do you just? I don't know. I still don't understand.
But it would not have sense for the O'Connell Center because there would have been limited capacity. So you either had to have it in a football stadium or in the field. To be honest with you, you know. And so Ludacris, unless you got, Ludacris for UF had to be the biggest because no New York artist was gonna bring out a crowd like that. And Ludacris during our college period,
Jay-Z could have.
Okay, got you. My bad.
Jay could have. I think that's all I can think about at that time. I don't think Nas would have brought out that crowd. I'm gonna keep it real.
DMX too. So Jay-Z and DMX.
X, I'm tripping. X, 2000.
Yeah, 2000. Those were the only 2 other New York artists that probably
New York. New York. But M could have brought the crowd too. M could have brought the crowd. M.
That's true. Oh gosh.
M would have had to been in the stadium though. M would have had to been in the stadium.
M would have shut things down at UF.
Oh, every white rapper I met at UF rapped like him. Every single one. We used to go to freestyle, the freestyle coalition stuff, and I swear every white dude had that Eminem. I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. All right, I'm sorry, man. Go ahead, man. Go back to the concert itself, though. Yeah.
But the thing is, the concert was off the chain.
They took it seriously.
Yes.
I've been to concerts where I have been to these type of concerts before, where they're free or they're not in the usual location where they should have been.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen artists not give it their all. I have seen artists do short sets. I have seen artists cut off songs after the first verse because they're like, this is on the tour. Maybe we'll get some new fans, but this is, and that feeling of I've been at the concert where the artist was treating the audience like they weren't really his audience. And so we're at UF. We're at the definition of a predominantly white institution in a non-metro city.
Yeah.
So I would have been disappointed, but I wouldn't have been mad if Outkast would have been like, yeah, we're not doing all these songs. Or we're not gonna do this. We're only gonna do the 8 super big singles. And we're not. No, Andre came out with superhero pants on and a wig. Like Big Boy had on his standard ATL, like in all its glory. They kept doing songs.
Yes.
They kept. And you're like, oh, I know they're going to do Elevators. I know they're going to do this. Wait a minute. Are they doing Wheels of Steel? Wait a minute. Are they doing gangster shit? Like they did the concert like they would in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And they showed us so much love. They kept going. One thing I learned during the show, there was I got there so early. I was playing cards. Like I skipped a couple classes. Like I was down there playing cards, and I met this guitarist. He was a Gainesville band. He's like, yeah, we're a Gainesville band, and we're gonna do opening act. And all of a sudden, like he walks off, comes back. He's like, I'm not performing. I'm like, why? He's like, Outkast said they're gonna do like 40 songs. He's like, what? I was like, what? He's like, yeah, like I don't think. I think people thought the Outkast probably do like 15, 20 songs, but I just got word from our manager that they just called him and said, hey, man, I'm sorry. Like, we have to clean up at a certain time. And apparently Outkast is going to do freaking damn their whole albums, And I felt bad for homie.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel bad for homie. It was great. Like, and you're there with, like, I'm new to these people. Like, even though I wasn't beside you, Frito, like, even the friends I had, I know these people for like 3 or 4 months. You understand? Like, and it was just an incredible bonding. But I saw people I didn't even know were an outcast, like from class. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you an outcast? Yes, I'm an outcast. We should be friends. It was really like that. Like, it was emotional. They put on a show. They had live instrumentation, Frito. Like, it was crazy. You had the trombones and stuff. It was, for it to be my first concert, it set too high a bar.
Yeah.
Because I was just ready for the 2 MCs and the DJ. They got dancers. They got the lady vocalists over here. It was a legit show. Slim Cutter Calhoun showed up and did a couple tracks. It was a legitimate tour stop. And for it to be my favorite group ever, and then Ludacris being this incredible artist that was on the rise. And same thing with Ludacris. Ludacris threw a great show.
Yeah.
Incredible show. Like, he pretty much, all he had really was the album that he had out and a couple guest appearances, but he killed them. Super animated, interacting with the crowd. It was so much fun. Same thing with Outkast. They didn't want to go home.
Right.
Like I said, like when 3000 came out with the no shirt on and the superhero pants, I already was like, I'm done.
Bruh.
I have accomplished everything I need in life, and this don't, I'm ready to go if I gotta go.
It was so electric, dog. It was
the light,
electric.
Everything was just incredible.
Oh my God.
And it was free.
Right. You talk to anybody who was at that concert, because even somebody had posted on Facebook. I was like, you was there? And he's like, it was like one of the best concerts in his life.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
I've seen 100 acts in concert. I've seen 100 acts. And it's still like, man, like we were there.
Yes. Yeah.
And I felt so bad the next day I couldn't talk to it with certain people because they had chemistry test. Like, there's one friend who really was like, I don't really want to hear about this. Like, I don't want to hear this. And they like, I should skip these. I'm like, yes, like you should have. I know that sounds screwed up, but like, they're like, I think I would have risked jumping down some stairs to twist the ankle. I ain't on front, bro. I think I would have done it, Frito. If I had to. God. I definitely could see me like, yo, just push me down the stairs, just real quick. Don't tell me when you're gonna do it. Just do it. Let's do this early in the morning so I got enough time to get wrapped up before the cops. Shit, man. It would have been all worth it. Parents cursing me out and all. So I'm going to transition to another concert.
All right, go ahead, man.
So remember earlier in the thing we talked about friends rapping?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was not prepared for at UF. I'm from, like I said, I'm from Edenton, and I knew cats who rap. But I didn't really take them seriously. They were like the cats from the neighborhood, and a lot of them weren't going to college. There's no diss to them, but they weren't going to college. So they fit sort of the paradigm of most of the rappers we knew. Like, oh, okay, these are guys that weren't going to college, blah, 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 may not even finish high school, and they're rapping, saying like a lot of our favorite rappers, we just named 3, DMX, Jay-Z, and Andre 3000. Those are high school graduates, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So I was not prepared to go to college and see cats rapping in college. Like, you majoring in microbiology and you got a demo.
You got a mixtape.
You got Fruity Loops. Remember I was using Fruity Loops? You got Fruity Loops, the Fruity Loops DJ app on your Sony Vaio computer.
You was more in tune with those cats. I was, cats, but like those type of cats who like.
I was. I definitely heard my share of demos in college. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I was that guy that people would be like, "Hey, man," I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm still that guy. I still get demos from people. You know, I still get stuff.
I mean, because you got a good ear for that stuff, man.
I don't know if I do it now. I think people just be like, "Hey, man, hey, what you think?" But in college one Saturday, your sister was in town. I don't know if you remember this. Your sister was in town.
Yeah.
And you had called me to meet up with you, meet your sister. We might have had plans to go get something to eat. Knowing me, that's what I always wanted to do. And I had Gator Dining, and I always had like those free passes so I could let people in, get that good cafeteria food. And we ran into two of our friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll turn the story over to you now, because I think you know where I'm going.
So yeah, I do remember the story. My sister was just visiting me and stuff like that, and I stayed in this dorm room, which has pretty big rooms, large size dorms compared to most dorm rooms that people are accustomed to. And Willie, you was gonna pick me up, and my sister.
You gonna get some food or something, yeah.
Yeah, but then they came out and saw us
in the parking lot.
And they're like, yo, come here, come in our dorm room. And we were like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Cool, two good
And I think
friends.
we were talking about hip hop. I think that's when I had the 12s in the rodeo. Remember when I bought the 12s? Yo, I legit, so look, just real quick. I had my first internship. I was making money. I was making $13 an hour when I was living at home. My mom wasn't charging me any rent, of course. And I was like, my dad was like, yo, it's your first job. You're making some money. It's like you saving it. You deserve to get yourself something.
Mm.
And I got the 12-inch speakers in the amp for the rodeo, the hatchback. So I thought I was beating down the block. I wasn't. My stuff was real basic. But to be a college student, like, it was a decent deal. So I probably was outside bumping some random, and they were like, "Oh man, what you bumping? I got the heat over here though." And that's what I think that's how it happened.
And so it's my sister, Willie, and I. We come to their dorm room. They got a couch. So this is how big their dorm room is. They got a couch or a sofa, a sofa.
Yeah, it was a couch. Yeah, it was a couch.
And so they're like, "Hey, sit here." And then these dudes proceed to give us a full concert.
Now their back wall, they had like a serious surround system on the wall facing the couch.
Yes.
Like something out of House Party. Like no joke.
So we're like, what is going on right now? Because we were caught all off guard. We did not.
I thought they was about to show us I thought they was about to hand me a CD.
Right.
I thought that was about to happen.
But that's not what happened. They proceeded to play songs and perform them in front of us. And I'm just like,
choreography. Like
yes.
At one point they stop and say, yo, the dance girls will be right here.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And let me put this out there. The stuff was good.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like it was whack. It was actually good. It just caught the three of us. I can't speak for your sister, but I can imagine what she was thinking. It just caught us completely off guard because these were serious students too. I think at least one of them was pre-med. Were both of them pre-med?
I think both of them were pre-med students.
Yeah, like they were like, that's what I'm saying. Like if these were some of the other dudes I saw on campus, I wouldn't have been surprised. But like these cats were like pre-med, super serious. Like these were the cats that when I was in the library at 11:30, 1 o'clock, they'd be 2 tables over. So it was just shocking that they also had time. And I think one of them had like a serious job on campus too. Like it just amazed me like, okay, so you pre-medding, got a job, and you got time to do all this? Like, what am I doing with my time? Because
the thing is, I didn't. So
go ahead, man.
In the same dorm with them. I didn't even know that they rap. I did not know.
Yo, I want y'all to understand what we're saying. I'm not saying they had cut. I'm not saying they had downloaded some Swiss beats or some Dr. Dre beats from the Chronic or rapping over them. No, these were 12 uniquely produced songs
Yes.
with verses and choruses.
Yes.
It was a concert. It wasn't two homies freestyling over beats or rapping over beats that everybody knows. These were legit songs. They had 12 songs.
Yes.
And it had choreography. Like, they had the whole pass the mic thing going. They were dead serious what was happening.
It's kind of like when Kanye explained how he had a whole marketing plan for like his first album. That's essentially the same thing with these dudes. Yes. They knew exactly what they wanted to do and how to execute it. Now, whether they were able to really make that happen or not, I don't know, but they had the plan down packed and they was letting us have it.
I bought their CD. I don't know where it is now, but I bought their CD. And proceeded to listen to it on a road trip from Gainesville to Miami. I think a couple months later. Like I don't know where it is now. I have no idea where that CD is. But yeah, like these cats were rapping, and they were other cats on campus that were rapping. Oh. But the other cats didn't surprise me. I'm gonna keep it real with you. They just didn't. They were the cats that were at the club and trying to be seen, and nothing's wrong with that. But these two particular dudes we talk about, they were not those dudes.
They didn't follow the normal path. They did not.
They were with us, like at the free Friday night event that's on campus that only freshmen go to, but Frito and I are there because there's free food and there may be a movie to watch. They be there too. We all do the same lane-ish. I mean, lane, it was fun to us, but you know what I'm saying? Like they weren't club dudes. They weren't super fratty guys. They went to the library. And these cats don't cut 12. I literally let that thing like my life is. I am not managing my time correctly. These cats got a whole. It wasn't even a demo. It was an album. So yeah, that just changed everything for me because I think around that same time Kanye came out, and so you started to see like, cats don't gotta sell dope to be rapping.
See now,
and they were rapping about college stuff. Remember they were rapping about, I'll never forget the line. I know your girl be staring at me when I step out the Jeep Cherokee. And he drove a Jeep Cherokee. He drove a red Jeep. I will never forget that line because I remember he performed that live, and I remember he said it, and I'm like, he do drive a Jeep Cherokee. Because I was like, at least he's rapping about, because I was waiting for the stepping out the beans, you know what I'm saying? I was ready for that. Oh, I got my gold on. Like, nah, bro, that's sterling silver. But he was rapping about what he did, and it was dope. It was dope. Did I laugh my butt off afterwards? Yes, I did, but I wasn't laughing at them. I was just like, this is crazy. Like, I love this experience of college. This is great.
Yo.
Oh my gosh. Incredible.
Yo, I gotta find that album. I gotta find that album. I gotta find it.
Yo, let's just contact them on LinkedIn. Notice I said LinkedIn. Let's just contact them on LinkedIn. And just, I know they got the files. Let's just ask them on LinkedIn. Yeah, just ask them on LinkedIn. Hey, heck, bring them on the show. Yo, like real talk, let's reach to them on LinkedIn.
Man that up, dog. Man that
They're
up,
like,
man.
Dr. So-and-so. He's probably gonna be like, look, Willie.
The past, I was young.
I have my own practice now. I no longer drive a Jeep Cherokee. Good times, bro.
Oh my gosh. Oh man.
Good times.
Yo, man. Oh gosh. Yo. We could go on forever about this topic.
Yeah, this definitely not gonna be the last time we bring up these type of topics. Like,
right.
We want, everybody's a little stressed out right now. So much going on in the world. Like, we just wanted to make a fun episode and also just give a little bit more insight about our relationship, and things we've been into. And as you see, like we have multiple stories that we can share. So
most definitely. Yo, I want to thank everybody out there. Appreciate all the love that y'all been showing us. Thank you.
Wow. Yes.
Continue to follow us on all social media sites, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you know, at Frito and Willie. That is the name. Follow us, subscribe to YouTube, all that jazz. We appreciate it again. Thank you very much for listening. My dude, you got anything else to say?
No, man, just hey man, hip hop isn't just music, man. It's a culture, it's experiences, man. As you can see, like, man, it's provided us so much happiness. And like I said, I know these are tough times out there for so many of us. Do what you gotta do to stay mentally safe, mentally healthy. And sometimes you gotta rap about your Jeep Cherokee, bro. Do it. I actually drive a Jeep Cherokee right now, So I'm stepping out of Jeep Cherokee. The girl might be staring at me. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm good.
Yo, on that note, we out. Peace.